Hey guys, welcome back. In last lecture we finished with functions. In this lecture we'll continue again with functions because there are still some more examples I would like to show you. Let's start. Open your coding editors and let's create some more examples. So I will comment this code, we don't need it for now. Alright, so let's comment everything from here and let's start writing just after last comment, and I will make some more space for you here. Okay, so I would like to create here a function to transform hours to seconds. So how we would do it, I will create just a variable for now, and let's call it hours. So variable hours. Now I will assign here, let's say 23 hours like this. All right, and I will create here variable seconds. So variable seconds, and I will assign here our hours. 1 hour has a 60 minutes, so times 60. So this asterisk means times. So 23 times 60 for hours, 2 minutes, and 2 seconds. So 1 minute has a 60 seconds, so times 60 again. This will give me a result for a seconds, and I can simply just console log out. So console log out seconds. And of course, if you don't know what's happening here, just put here debugger, and I can see here typo in a seconds word. So this should be seconds. Okay, so let's go back to our browsers. Let's refresh this, and you should see here that we are getting just before hours. We are assigning 23 to hours. So in hours we have a 23 number, and hours, which is a 23 times 60 times 60 will be, let's see, this will be this big number, 82,800, and we are consoling log out this number. Okay, so now I have mini assignment for you. Create a function to transform hours to seconds. Okay, and let's create a reusable function. So please expect to receive in this function as a parameter as hours, and then transform this hours to a seconds. And if you know how to do it, you can also return results from this function. So please return seconds from this function. Okay, so go ahead, you can stop video and please create the same functionality as we are creating here, but in a function. Alright, so welcome back. This was just a mini assignment, of course optional. Let's see what we can do. So I will create here a function, and let's call it transform hours to seconds. So transform hours to seconds like this. And function names should reflect functionality. Alright, so we are transforming hours to seconds here. We are expecting to receive here hours, okay? And then let's say we want to do the same, we want to assign to seconds this. Okay, so we are assigning to a seconds our hours times 60 times 60, perfect. Alright, and I gave you second small assignment to return a value from here, to return the seconds from here. So this is actually very simple. You just write here return, and you want to return from here our seconds. Okay, I will remove this code up here. We don't need it. Or actually, I will just comment it and I will remove this debugger. And now we want to call this function, right? So I will create here, let's say, variable a result, and I will assign here transform hours to second, and I will call it. So I'm just calling my function, and I'm providing here 19 hours. Like this. Let's write here debugger here, and also let's console log out the result. So console log out result. All right, this will be very interesting. You can guess what we are getting here, but we are providing number 19 here. Okay, so let's see. Let's go back to our browsers, and let's see. Okay, actually I will refresh this. Okay, so we are getting just in front of the result. First thing here will be executed our function transform hours to seconds. I will click here this down arrow. This will get me into the function, and as you can see here we passed 19 to the function. In a function we are getting this 19 as the hours, and then we are multiplying 19 times 60 times 60. This will be a result of 68,400. Okay, and I'm returning this value, I'm returning this number value from this function. So when I will continue, you will see that I assign this result from this function to my result variable. So now this result is in this variable, and I can console log this out. Okay, so this is how you can return a value from your function. And I can return here anything. I can return here string seconds. I can return here Boolean value, true or false. I can return from here another function. This is very interesting. Okay, so I can return from here practically anything. So let's say we want to return from here true. All right, let's save this, and you will see that now we will return true. All right, you will see when I will forward this, you will see in the result we will have a true value. And yeah, but this doesn't make much sense because we want to return from this function seconds, because seconds we are expecting to get into this variable of a result. That's why we specify this, and this doesn't make sense to call a function transform hours to seconds and expect some result, but you will get it true. You would be confused as a developer what's happening here. All right, so let's go back to our coding editors. And of course, we want to return from here our seconds. Okay, and if you want to even simplify this, I don't need to even save it to this intermediate variable called seconds. I can return this value straight away here in a return, and I can just write here, return me hours times 60 times 60. All right, and you can call this argument as you want to. You can call this parameter as you want. Okay, so this is hours, but you can call it hours time or something else. It's up to you. You can call it A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Up to you. I'm always emphasizing that you can specify here any name for your values you want to pass to this function. This very important difference you need to learn. Okay, so you're just specifying a name for a value you are passing to this function when you call it. Okay, so I can call it A, and I can get it 8 times 60 times 60. But this doesn't make a sense, so I will change it back to hours, and here hours times 60 times 60. Let's see more examples. Okay, so let's come on this code, and I will create here a very simple function. So let's create here a function. All right, so somewhere here, function here. We know how to write the functions now. So function, let's call it print something. All right, very nice name. And we will get here something. Okay, so we'll call this parameter here just a something, and a simple function, just console log out here something. And I just want to show you what we can pass as a parameters to a function. So for example, print something. Let's call here a print something, and let's pass here our function transform hour to seconds. Yeah, very nice. Okay, so let's pass here transform hours to seconds. Okay, now let's print something. Let's say print here function like this. All right, and let's console log out here hello world. Okay, so I'm passing here function hello world. Here I'm passing transform hours to seconds, and this is called anonymous function. When you're providing a function without a name, this is called anonymous function. So we'll call it anonymous function. I have here a typo, that doesn't matter. Anonymous function. Okay, so print something, transform hours to seconds, print something, just some function without a name. What else we can print here? We can print here practically anything. Print something, and we can print here, let's say, object with an A of 1, and the B key will be 2. Okay, so now you can guess what we'll get inside of our browser console. Okay, guess what we get here. Let's go back to our browsers, and let's see this. Let's refresh, and you will see that we'll get here in a console. Let's see console. Okay, here is our first console. You can see we are consoling log out our function declaration transform hours to seconds, and this is just a function declaration. Nothing will happen. We will just print out this function basically. Here I am I provided my anonymous function, so you can see here console log hello world. Okay, so similar to this, I am just printing out this declaration, this function, nothing really serious here happening. And here I am printing my object. All right, let's make it more interesting. Let's go back to our coding editors. And then now let's guess what will happen when I will provide here normal brackets, like this. Okay, so you can guess what will happen in first print something. Okay, and a second print something, I will do something very interesting actually. I will wrap function, both function inside of a bracket, one more bracket, like this. Like this. Okay, so now it's a little bit confusing. There are brackets, here are brackets, here are brackets, and here, after these curly brackets, I will specify another pair of brackets. Okay, very interesting. So now you can guess what will happen in a first function, and you can guess what will happen in a second function. Okay, and actually I will just I will comment out some function that can interfere your results. I will just comment this function here, console log out hello world. Okay, so let's see what we will see in our console log. Let's go back to our browsers. I will clear this out. Let's refresh, and let's see here. Here we have something nin. All right, interesting. Here we have a hello world, and here we have a undefined, and here we have a our object. Okay, very interesting. It will just happen. So let's see. We are seeing here 4 console logs. Let's go back to our coding editors. And let's see, so we are calling 3 functions. All right, so we should see here practically only 3 console logs. So I don't know why we're getting here 4 console logs, and we get their hello world. Okay, hello world is coming from here. If you don't know what's happening inside of your functions, you can print here debugger like this, and then you will go back and you will debug your code, what's happening here. So print something, all right, but first I need to provide to my parameters transform hour to seconds, which I'm executing. Since this is returning something, we should get here some return. So return undefined times 60 times 60, I think it's undefined, because undefined times any number will be undefined. So that's why we are getting undefined in our console, and an, all right? So this will return me this value. Okay, so instead of this function right now, you can imagine this undefined value, because that's what the function returned, and here is coming a real call of a print something. So when I will jump inside, I'll get in a print something, and a something is a nan, so this undefined value we are getting here, and yeah, this will be this console log here we are getting. There we are calling second print something, and this is called self-executed function. Okay, so we are specifying this function and we are executing this immediately. Okay, so this immediate execution when you are specifying normal brackets after your function, like this I wrote here. So this will console log out hello world, but since this function is not returning anything, I cannot print here anything. I've just console log out hello world, but to print something I will get undefined, as you will see very soon. So print something and I will get here undefined. Okay, so this is my second console log, and the third one I'm just simply consoling log out this object here. All right, let's continue a little bit more with this. So let's go back to our coding editors, and let's see this. So here we are getting undefined is nan, because we are not passing here any value. Let's pass here number 10. Okay, now you should see here value. So 10 times 60 times 60 is returning, this is 600 times 60 is 3600, right? Then you will pass here the number. Okay, so you will get this result of this number. So instead of this function, you can imagine this return, what you're returning here. So this will be this number, and in print something, you will get this number, you are consoling log out. Here we can make this interesting, and I will return from here, return here, hello, Philip, good job with coding, and you can write here your name, so it's just a little bit self-flattering. All right, so hello, Philip, good job with the coding, and we will leave this last print as it is. Okay, and now you can guess what you will get. Okay, so let's save this. Let's go back to our browsers. Let's see console, let's refresh, and let's see what we'll get now. Okay, so 36,000. All right, now hello world, and hello Philip, good job with the coding, and this object. Okay, so let's see how this happened. Let's go back to our coding editors. So one more time. I just print out these results here, I'm sorry, but I just want to see these results on the screen here. Like this. All right, I will comment them out. And I provide each of these results in about each function, so you know what we are getting here. Okay, so this will return this. This is printing this. All right, I'll put it here like this, and last one, of course, is obvious what's happening here. All right, so one more time. We are calling here print something, and we are providing as a parameters for this function transform hours to seconds with a value of 10, which we are calling here. So before we will call print something function, we will execute inside parameters function. This function transform hours to seconds will be run. We will get here number 10 to hours, we will multiply them, and we will return 36,000 number. This 36,000 number will get here, and we'll call print something with 36,000 number. Print something will get here. Here instead of this something we will have a 36,000, and we console log out 36,000. Perfect. Then we'll go to second print. Here we will get this print something, and we are executing what we have inside because we are self-executing. We are immediately executing this function. As we specifying it, we are immediately executing it after. This will console log out hello world. This is what you can see in a console. You are getting hello world, and we are returning from this function string hello Philip, good job with the coding. Perfect. So this instead of this function here, after it's executed, you can imagine this value hello Philip, good job with the coding, because we are returning it. So this parameter is this string. So this means we are calling print something with this hello Philip, good job with coding here. So something now, it's hello Philip, good job with the coding, and we are consoling log out this value. Perfect. Then we are calling print something with the object of key A of 1 and a B of 2. This getting instead of a print something, and we are instead of this something now, we have this object, which we are consoling log out, and therefore we have these 4 console logs. Alright guys, so before we will finish lecture, I have mini assignment for you. Yeah, let's do it now. This lecture is anyway long enough, so let's have a few more minutes here. Here is your assignment, guys. So I will read it through. Create a function called countPerson birth year. Specify one param, person age, for this function. Okay, so as we are specifying params here, for example something, specify their param, person age. In a function body, resolve person year of birth from past age. Okay, so let's expect that year is 2019. Okay, so you can count a person age from a 2090 year. Okay. All right, so in a function body, resolve person year of birth from past age, return year of birth from function. Call function count person birth year and assign return value to variable called resolved year. Console log out resolved year. So this is your assignment. Pause this video and you can try to work on this. All right, welcome back, and now I will show you a solution. Actually, it will be not that hard. So we can, I think we can comment all of this. What do you think? There is a lot of functions, but okay, let's leave it for now. Okay, here's a function called count person birth year. Okay, so function space count person birth year. We'll expect to receive here one parameter, person age. Oops, not like this, but like this. Amazing. All right, so in function body resolve person year of birth. Okay, so I will expect that the year is a 2019, right? So bar year or current year is 2019. Okay, and now we will resolve person age. So var person age is okay, not person age, but var let's call it person birth year. Okay, so birth year. All right, this will be our current year minus person age, and we will return from here this birth year. So return birth year. I can just copy it. Apparently I have problems with typing. All right, this should be birth year and here. Amazing. So I think this function is almost done, and actually it's done, but we just need to call it and assign this resolving value to resolved year. So I'll create your variable called resolved year, and I will assign here person age. Amazing. So actually not person age, count person birth year, and I want to call this function with the age of our person. So let's say our person has 33 years. All right, and now simply just console log out our resolved year. Okay guys, so what do you expect to see here? Let's save this. Let's go back to our browsers. Okay, and you can see our personal birth year is 1986. Pretty good year. Alright guys, so that was your assignment. I hope you have been successful. If not, no worries, we are just starting programming, you're just starting learning, so all's good here. No worries, don't be sad from it if you didn't complete this assignment. You will have a lot of opportunities for a next assignment in next lectures. So guys, that's it for this lecture. In next lecture we'll continue, we'll get break a little bit from a coding, or actually maybe we will code a little bit, but I would like to show you how browser is reading your code. So how this is working, how it's possible that our code is running here, that after we will refresh, we are getting here our code we just wrote in a playground.js. And overall, I will talk about HTML, CSS, JavaScript code, and so on, how it's run here in a browser. So guys, that should be it for the next lecture, and I hope to see you there. Cheers, guys.